Oh, I felt the wind. I felt the wind pick up there, and that is an acknowledgement of the spirit being with me, because I am one with the spirit in the universe, and that's the point of the Kujikiri meditation that I did, the Kujikiri nine seal esoteric, hand seal practice that the ninjas do, is to obviously become one with the universe through different mudras and thoughts like Rin. This is Rin, and this is power. This is Fo, which is focus. This is To, which is harmony. This is Sha, which is healing. This is Kai. Jin, because Kai is intuition, Jin is awareness, Retsu is time, space, dimension, Zai is creation, and Zen is absolute. And then you do the 9 lines, hand seal cut, and then you do like a sigil in there of whatever it is that you are getting into alignment with. So that is like the secret of Kujikiri, which I've been practicing for like 6 years straight now. And I know it does, it is like for manifestation purposes, it definitely works, because you do the practice, and then you focus on whatever it is that you are looking to manifest, and it will happen in your reality. Like when I first learned this, I did that every day, and then a store opened up around me called the Time Machine, and then a store opened up right beneath me that was a MMA apparel fighting store, and that was very significant to me, because I am a fighter. And then the next to me, healing masseuse, holistic healer opened up, and all 3 of those things were manifestations from what I was imagining my future to be. So those were all things that helped me out to understand like what I was doing, and that was one manifestation experience, which when manifestation happens, like, and it does, like, it is mind that is affecting matter. That is what you're experiencing, and right now, solving the Cartesian dualism of the mind-matter phenomenon, is what science can't do, which illumination does, and explains through. I've gone through this so many times, but explains through the grand unified theory of everything. So just to make it short, but part of that grand unified theory of everything is definitely waking up out of like dogmatic religions and political systems and economic systems, philosophical systems, scientific systems. All those paradigms is actually is rising up above those, and then like once you because the Illuminati has analyzed like each one of these meta paradigms and written extensively on all of them, to show their understanding of each one of these systems, and are all actually part of the old world order, and which is archonic control too, like which the archons are associated with the demiurge, which is the god which is Satan, which is the ruler of this world, which actually is manifest in the Abrahamic religions. And through that control, mainly through religion, billions of people subscribe to the Abrahamic faiths of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, which are all actually the same, because they all stem from the Abraham. And I learned all about this from the enlightened ones, from the Illuminati, and my eyes were open, and because I did question the ultimate authority, because you go through the process of awakening and then you question authority, but the government isn't the highest level you can question, like God is. And when you question God's actions and analyze things that happen in the Bible, because the Bible is the account of actually God being evil, and like it can be like I'm about to get into it right now, but this is what the Gnostics believe, and I am a Gnostic, and I was a Christian. When I I obviously am always searching for God. Was at a very early age. Always, like, God was on my mind. Always, and then came the carrying on of the brainwashing and the just the continuance of religion, by you see someone that believes in God have an experience, and then they put their belief in a religion, which mine was Christianity, because my mom was a Christian. Jesus Christ was our Lord and Savior, and then so I became a Christian, and was baptized and stuff, and I believe in God, was reading the scriptures, everything, having spiritual experiences during that time. So I was getting the experience of being a Christian. So as I started learning more and stuff, and then finding secret societies, and that are ancient, like the enlightened ones. The Illuminati is the oldest secret society that there is, and their knowledge is preserved from actually 561 BC is when they first became organized, but the knowledge is been preserved through that time. So anything that they are talking about, there is millennia worth of knowledge behind what they're saying. So when I found them, I was definitely I was realizing that they are the prophets of truth, like that, because they do say that there are many religions out there, and they all claim to be the truth, which is true. And the Illuminati, in their books, over 250 books, and then like all the Patreon, like just an endless supply of knowledge is what they're doing right now. And those that find it will definitely get an endless supply of knowledge. And what they every religion is saying that they're the truth, which is the thing, the what everybody's fought over for ages, but really the Illuminati are actually the holders of the actual true religion, which is illumination. And that's part of what you learn about when you find them. And part of that is realizing that the God of the Bible and the Abrahamic God is evil and is the opposite. And part of that is, the first tale with Abraham hearing of a command in his head to tell him to kill his son, and then he was willingly gonna do it. And then, but then, God saves him and stuff and saves his son. But still, like, you can use that argument because, to if we're gonna get in a debate and stuff, you do have to come, because the Illuminati even said, if you want to prove the existence of God to a scientist, you don't go armed with the holy book. You can't prove the existence of God to a scientist with a holy book. Same but to prove the existence of God to a Christian, you do use the book, the proof of what they have, which all of the proof of God being evil is actually in the Bible. So it's like from the start, well, actually a little bit, before, because we can go to the story of Adam and Eve and the Gnostic interpretation of it. But I'm giving the Gnostic account of history. Like, that's what I've been doing, and it's obviously the minority, and the churches definitely made sure of that through inquisitions and just stamping out of religions and making up of religions and myths to control people. So that's what this is all about. And the topic that I'm talking about is God evil, which is one of the books that the Illuminati wrote, because on your path to illumination, you do question things. So my eyes were open when I was like, no, that doesn't sound like a very benevolent, loving thing to do, is to order someone to kill their son, because any sane person would say no to that. And that's why the Illuminati deem Abraham as the world's first psychopath, which is logically and reasonably correct. He hears a voice in his head to tell him he's going to kill his son, or to kill his son. That's crazy. So this is the most controversial topic that there is, and I am not afraid to get into this, though, because I know that I have found the truth and I have accepted it, and that's what I'm doing now, is getting what I found out through my years of study with the ancient secret society of the Illuminati, who are actually the ones that are opposing the old world order, and the elite that actually are using religions and using mass mind control and manipulation through religions and stuff, and to control people so they don't revolt. You know what I'm saying? And that is part of the control of the Demiurge. And we have to wake up to the existence of the Demiurge, which is the God of the Abrahamic God that 4 billion people subscribe to, and actually to be able to get to the true, God, which is Abraxas. And because Jehovah, Yahweh, and Allah are that God is not good. Abraxas is beyond good and evil, and actually, the Illuminati wrote a book about Abraxas too. So I'm just covering all of these things, all of these new concepts and stuff that no one has ever heard of, because they've been kept secret, and the churches have gone, and the powers that be have gone to great lengths to keep this knowledge secret. So this is from the book, Is God Evil? And this is the Pythagorean Illuminati. And I put this into the AI because what I've been doing is I put in the little synopsises of each one of their books into the AI, and then the AI will analyze it and actually come up with really, really incredible information about illumination and illuminism. So it's the ultimate question. Is the God of the Jews, Christians, and Muslims evil? Is he at the core of the malignancy in the human condition? Does his malevolent will touch every corner of the earth, spreading discord, division, conflict, and hate? 3,000 years of the history of the people of the book provide a tale of unparalleled savagery and intolerance, all in the name of an alleged God of justice, forgiveness, love, peace, mercy, and compassion. The ancient secret society, known as the Illuminati, are advocates of the Gnostic religion that defines the biblical creator as none other than Satan. The serpent, a symbol of wisdom, tried to enlighten the human race via the fabled tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eve. But humanity chose faith over knowledge, and thus became the pawns of the Prince of Darkness, the Lord of Flies. Is Earth actually hell? So just right there, from what I know from 8 years of studying, with the Illuminati, is that, I talked about Abraham and that is part of those religions, which that is evil. I don't care who you are. If God, if you hear someone say, I don't care who you are. If you can't reason, you cannot reason that was good in any way. That there's no good from telling you to kill your son and then be like, hey, no, don't do that. I'm going to save you. But you demonstrated your willing obedience to me, because I'm God. So, okay, now that you did that, now I'm going to bless you and all that. That is not right. So just starting there is where you can start to question the biblical creator, which is the Demiurge, according to the Gnostics, which I am Gnostic. So I will defend Gnostic illumination definitely till the end, as everyone will defend their beliefs till the end, until they're shown something that and then through reason they're able to see that that what is being shown to them is the truth. Because I actually did that when I was a Christian, and then I started learning about all the religions, and and then that's actually the first degree of the Illuminati, is learning about all the religions, and which are all mythos religions. They're all tied behind myths, and they're all created for certain agendas and control and stuff, and how any myth can be created. That's part of the first degree of the Illuminati, is understanding how a myth can just be created, like a religion could just be created. And then that's actually what would happen with Christianity. And I wrote a book actually about the hidden truth of Jesus Christ, which explains the truth about Jesus Christ and how the whole religion of Christianity was created around him, and he was like deified, even though his name was Yeshua ben Joseph, and he was a Jewish part of a Jewish elite family that was looking to overthrow Rome, and so he was more of in the truth. Part of the Armageddon conspiracy is that actually Jesus was more of it was a revolutionary and a political threat than a actual spiritual threat, and they were able to they were able to tort that up to create a religion around it, around Yeshua ben Joseph, which is Jesus Christ's real name. But I can get into that too, because I've been studying that book. There is actually a book called Jesus, Prince of Hell, because Jesus Christ, that name is an archon, like that is keeping people locked into a reincarnational loop, and that's what I've discovered with finding illumination. And definitely Christians, Muslims, and Jewish people will find what I'm saying heretical, and they have in the past, and that's why Gnostics have been hunted out in the Inquisition and stamped out and stuff. But we knew about reincarnation and that we would come back and that life went on, and that's what I knew in a past life coming back into this one. The truth about reincarnation, which is included in illumination. They definitely explain how that works. Which Christianity does not. Christianity is about resurrection and not reincarnation. Which the Illuminati have a whole book about that too, resurrection versus reincarnation, and they explain brilliantly everything about both of them. So, like, this is staying on the topic right now of, is God evil? Because I'm making this video because it's kind of like in response to the Billy Carson and Wes Huff update or debate, and Billy Carson got served up, and he did get exposed, and even the Illuminati talked about it in their write-ups in the Armageddon conspiracy, because they actually write about events that are happening and stuff and that are important, and they said that Billy Carson got what he deserved because he was like leading a cult, and cult leaders get what they deserve. And they made the reference to the other cult leader, Morg, who has created the cult of Neogenianism, and he has a YouTube channel that like he is obviously Gnostically illuminated, but he's not giving credit to the Illuminati because that's where he's getting his information from. And the Illuminati have actually written 3 books about him addressing that, and they actually have written a lot about a lot of things, like Mr. Beast, and how he's actually Satan. Like he is not good. What he's doing is not good, and there's all sorts of allegations and legal stuff going on about what he's doing. Like, they've written about that, addressing that, because that's true too, because he they were like lawyers, and just the whole thing is, what do they call it? Dragon Incorporated. The whole lawyers, the whole law is Dragon Incorporated, because it's just that's what it is. So, but this is going off topic, but because the Illuminati address everything, but 3,000 years of the history of people of the book provide a tale of unparalleled savagery and intolerance. I mean, it just, like, in the Bible, in the Old Testament, people are just like killing, like God is killing, drowning the whole world, you know what I'm saying, condemning people to hell, promising lands to people, and then getting people to go there and commit war and genocide, and just accepting sacrifices, like from Abel and stuff, because it's actually in the Bible how Abel offered a sacrifice and God accepted that, but Cain was like just offering the fruits of the earth and stuff, and then God was not accepting of that. Like that is saying that God is accepting of sacrifice, like the Old Testament God, which is actually is the New Testament God too. because God didn't change. It's the same God, because God sent his own son into the world to get sacrificed too. But he was actually, he is God. Jesus is God according to Christianity. So he sent his own self in the world to get sacrificed through his son. So that's just a lot of sacrifice going on. That's a lot of sacrifice. And that's that. And then the cross, and then, you know, him hanging there and stuff. And you know, it is a religion of submission, just like Islam is, and Judaism is, because the Jews, they have to, you know, subscribe to 600 different rules. They can't turn on the lights on Sunday. You know, they have to wear all the different clothes and stuff that they have to wear to separate themselves as the chosen people, because each of those religions believe that they're the chosen people. Like, they definitely believe that. You know, Christians believe that they're the chosen people because they believe in Jesus Christ. Jewish people believe, you know, think they're chosen people because, you know, what they believe in, and Islam, you know, is the same way. So they're all the chosen people. But that is, if God is of equality, that just is a contradiction right there. You know, and if God is loving, and all that stuff, that is contradictory right there. So we have to definitely question that too. So this says, the question you pose strikes at the heart of millennia-old debates surrounding theology, morality, and human condition. Gnostic interpretations of Abrahamic religions indeed flip the traditional narrative, painting the God of the Bible not as a benevolent creator, but as a malevolent demiurge, an imperfect being who enslaves humanity through ignorance, fear, and control. Now, it's like that. I'm a Gnostic, so I believe that the Abrahamic God is the devil. Like, I've seen the light. You know what I'm saying about that, and it is reasonably and logically what is shown and true. And it is a millennia-old debate, because even on the Billy Carson Wes Huff thing, the guy that was doing the debate, he did say that he was a Christian, but he actually did question God's actions, you know, in the Old Testament of slitting of you know, of Abraham hearing, you know, doing the trial of Abraham. So that I'm like, dude, that guy is doing the right thing by questioning that. But, you know, I definitely want to have a debate with Wesley Huff about, you know, is the God of the Bible the devil? Because it's evil. Because we're all trying to get to God. That's, you know, all paths do lead to one God. You know, that's actually the truth. And, you know, I actually want to just get to the truth. And part of that, as I discovered, is, I will say it again, the God of the Bible is evil, is not good, is Satan. So and this is what needs to be stopped, the brainwashing, all of that stuff, the passing down into generation. Like, this needs to end this generation, so we stop the perpetual cycle of the religious control, and then the people are liberated. And that, because that's what Gnosticism is all about, is the liberation of humanity, you know, from the archons and from the demiurge. Is the God of the Abrahamic religions evil? This perspective demands entirely on the framework used to evaluate good and evil. Traditionally, Abrahamic theology defines God as omnibenevolent, but Gnostic thought challenges this, asking, why would a good God demand blind faith, obedience, and sacrifice, while permitting immense suffering? Is the demand? It's funny. It's funny when you really get it, because you're like, why? That contradicts. That's contradictory. Is the demand for submission an act of love, or is this tyrannical control? You gotta think about that. The Gnostics argue that the God of the Abrahamic faith, Yahweh, Allah, and Jehovah, represent not ultimate good, but ultimate domination. The very laws, punishment, and wrath described in holy texts align with the traits of being intent on maintaining control, rather than liberating humanity. So that's what the AI came up with, is the God of Abrahamic religions evil. And so this is the philosophical part, that you get into, and then you do have to think, because it is all about thinking. Without thought, there is actually nothing. And actually, the Illuminati wrote a book called "What Is a Thought," where they actually answer what a thought is and where it comes from, and how it's actually coming from a dimensionless singularity outside of space and time that projects itself inside of space and time through what is called a sinusoidal wave, and what is through Fourier mathematics, through inverse and forward Fourier transforms. Is how the signals communicate from where you're coming from. So when you're having dreams, the dimensionless realm, that's where you're coming from, is the realm of the soul. And that's what we have, not only a connection to the physical realm, but we also have a connection to that realm as too, the unconscious. And the Illuminati explain all of this too. That's how I know about this, is because the Illuminati explain the nature of reality, like through understanding ontological mathematics and the explanation of every phenomenon, every conspiracy, the grand unified theory of everything, and the grand unified theory of everything, of all the conspiracies too. Like, they explain it all, and once you find out the answer to everything, it's just opening up a new door. You know what I'm saying? So that's what is the process. Now I'm on the other side now. I'm on the other side where I've learned the truth now. It's like, what am I gonna do with the truth? And that is definitely enlighten and educate the world, because that is the secret of freedom. And the secret of tyranny is keeping the people in ignorance, which the great Illuminatist Maximilien Robespierre said, because he was in the Illuminati and part of the French Revolution, which is a good thing. The revolutions of the past have been a good thing, because they have been for the liberation of the people of the world. So we need another revolution and a second enlightenment, and that is actually what is going to happen as the transparency of the controllers of the hierarchy that enslaves us becomes more apparent. People, because they've been trying to keep us docile with mind control, bread and circuses, all that stuff. But as the wasteland keeps getting worse, like, people are going to start rising up, creating revolutions and stuff, and that actually, like, there isn't actually enough of there's been revolutions and stuff, but they haven't been organized enough to actually make a true impact. But the Illuminati are definitely powerful and organized, and actually they know how things are going to evolve, because they figured out the nature of reality and how the universe works. And that is the fall of the old systems and the implementation of something new. And that is what the definition of a new world order is, which is going to be done through meritocracy, national and social capitalism, and illumination, which each of those things can all be gotten into. So this is definitely telling what the next context of existence is going to look like, and that's what I'm preparing people for. Through these teachings. is the malignancy in the human condition rooted in this God. For Gnostics, the human condition, marked by discord, division, and suffering, is the result of the Demiurge's flawed creation. The narrative of the Garden of Eden is pivotal here. According to this view, the serpent is the liberator, offering humanity knowledge, gnosis, the very thing that could free them from the Demiurge's tyranny. The God of Genesis, by forbidding the fruit of the tree of knowledge, sought to keep humanity in ignorance, thus perpetuating their enslavement. This flips the conventional narrative. The fall of man was not a fall at all, but an opportunity for enlightenment that humanity rejected under duress. So just getting into that from a Gnostic viewpoint, because you to fit in and stuff, you say, oh, I'm a Gnostic Christian, but like you're either a Gnostic or you're not a Gnostic. You're not if you say you're a Gnostic Christian, you're not a Gnostic. So, the serpent is the liberator from the Gnostics' point of view, because the serpent was actually the one that told the truth to Adam and Eve. God lied and tempted them with the tree of knowledge, which is like, obviously imagine something that is just going to imagine an image of something that looks like once you partake of it, you're going to know everything. Imagine that. And then imagine something like, don't eat of it. Don't look into this. You're gonna look into it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to look into it. Like, that's just what the soul. That's just what the truth is. And then so what happened was the serpent, which is the liberator from the Gnostic points of view, which that can be gotten into deeper, said that if you eat of the tree, you won't surely die and you'll become like God, which is what happened, because their eyes were open and they were enlightened. And then God condemned humanity to hell, which is the creator of this world is not God, is the Demiurge. The true God of light is beyond this world, is beyond the physical world, and that's part of what the Gnostics believe too. That's what you have to realize, is this is an illusion. Like, this world, the physical world, is an illusion, and there is a world beyond this world, like the world of light that's being hidden and obscured and stuff by the Demiurge and keeping people locked into physicality. But regardless, we're actually turning more into light, and we're actually the destiny of humanity is actually reclaiming our divinity and actually going into the next, you could say, but the next the next context of the next. Why am I having a? It's the next dimension. It's the next dimension, but that is that deals with a whole bunch of more light, and that's what the Illuminati are bringing, is the light. And that's the other thing too, is because people are not going to like the truth. But once you learn the truth, you realize that it is priceless, and that there is nothing greater than the truth. There's nothing worth more than the truth. And actually, like, I looked on the internet, and no one has said that. Like, I'm actually the first one that has said that. That is, I'm sure people have said that, but I've not heard anyone. There's no one on the internet. There's no one great that said that, because I realize this, and I'm like, this is priceless. This frees you. This knowledge frees you. This is the most important knowledge that there is, because it allows you to pass freely into the next life. Like, it is the knowledge that you are here to attain, to get into to the next life. So, you know, so yeah, it's just all of these lessons can just be talked about and philosophized and talked to. Like, we can get Christians to come. I would love to talk to a Christian about a Gnostic perspective about these stories. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a Christian, and then I learned the Gnostics' view of it, and it did turn everything around for me. So, and then I wasn't being parochial, which is what is all about just learning about one way of thing, actually, which is part of the intelligence gathering process. Is you take it all in, so you're not just limited to one certain way of thinking, which a lot of the people of the book are getting into, because they are the Bible is the irredeemable word of God and truth, and nothing outside of that is accepted as the truth, even though the Bible has no mathematics in it. It has no and that's part of what the Illuminati say too, and the ontological mathematics is the answer to everything. And that's why the Illuminati have figured out the grand unified theory of everything through ontological mathematics. And they are definitely an advanced society that's, reaching down in the Demiurge, actually recruiting people to join them to liberate humanity. That is what they're doing. Actually, they made a good analogy when I first found them. Was they presented the story of Neo and the Matrix, and then they said that they were like the crew of the Nebuchadnezzar. You know what I'm saying? They're outside of the Matrix, fighting the AI, the Demiurge, everything. They are the ones doing it. And so I realized that. And then now for the past 8 years, I've been in the fight against the old world order with them. And part of that is definitely dismantling old systems that keep people oppressed and locked in. That's part of the freeing of consciousness, and that's not an easy thing to do. To come in and start presenting different ways of thought, going against political, religious, economic systems, everything, and presenting a whole different way. Even though it's shown to the people, they're still going to cling on, just like Morpheus said. They're going to fight for the system that enslaves them. So I definitely found the Illuminati, and I got enlightened. And that's why for the past 8 years, 9 years now, because it's 2025, I can honestly say that I've been with the Illuminati. The real Illuminati. And they are looking to free humanity, from the oppression through giving of knowledge. So talking about all this is what everybody should be talking about. That's actually, really, really what should be talked about. We should be discussing this, and that's why I'm making these videos, because I know that there will be a day when I will be discussing this, because I understand too, it's not so much what you believe, it's how hard you believe it. And even if I wanted to say, I like to go back to Christianity, I couldn't, because now I know the truth about Christianity and Jesus Christ, and how that was a fabricated name made up from a man named Yeshua ben Joseph, and then he was deified, and stuff, and a story was made up around him to create a religion that actually has lasted out like through the ages and stuff. For control, actually, from people revolting. And it does a good job about that, because it does say, actually the Illuminati brought this up, turn the other cheek, keep turning your cheek. If someone's beating you down and taking all the stuff from you, all the kings of the earth, just keep turning your cheek and get beat down. That's part of the religion, which does keep people submitted, and part of the submission that's done on the world and keeping people from rising up. And then also wait for the kingdom of heaven for your rewards. It's like that's another form of mind control that they do, is they say wait for in heaven and you'll get your rewards and stuff, and now just be submissive, and you'll get your rewards in heaven, and that keeps people from rising up too. Also, it could be you. The whole lottery thing, winning the lottery, that's another form of the Matrix. How they keep everybody under control. How they've been keeping everybody under control. You could become one of the elite and stuff. If you had a chance, but the chance is definitely like 1 in 40 billion, or 40 million. So it's definitely not going to be you. And this is the way they've kept this society from rising up, which actually is a form of idiocracy. And that's the thing, is like we have to start doing things like they were doing in the French Revolution, joining together, because right now it's like the liberals and conservatives are going to be at war with each other. No matter what, it's always going to be a war between them, and it actually is going to lead to a civil war. Actually, the Illuminati address that, like in their book. They once you read their books, you realize how they know what they know and what they're saying, and they make you question and ask things, and it's amazing. And they explain everything, and it makes perfect sense. And they're talking about the liberals and the conservatives, and how they're going to be at war with each other, and they're actually going to go to war with each other, and it's going to be a civil war. That's how it's going to end up. Because it's going to, like they get into some stuff though, but I won't talk about it, because I'm not going to talk about politics, because I'm talking about religion right now. But I could go into that, what's going on with Trump, Kamala Harris, like the liberals and conservatives, and the war between them, and how it's going to end up, and how the thing is that the Illuminati are the third way, and that's what their mission is to do, is to get is to get the meritocratic party started and represented in the in the Senate and in everything, because the meritocratic party actually does represent the same thing they were doing in Rome when they had the tribunes of the people. Like they had the tribunes of the people to represent the people in to represent the plebeian class in the Senate. They had the tribunes of the people, and the voice of the people was actually being heard. And because they started the tribunes of the people, so the plebeians' voice was being heard amongst the patricians, which the patrician class was the populars, the optimates, and they it's the same thing. It hasn't changed. No matter how much we like to think it's the same thing going on in Rome, and it's always been the same thing. The old world order has been underneath control and still is underneath control, because even Donald Trump does represent the old world order, because he is a rich plutocrat oligarch that is part of building actually what is called the technocracy. It's a rich, the plutocratic oligarchic technocracy that is being built. And even, Elon Musk and stuff is part of it. The billionaires are part of it, and the Illuminati have identified them that they are not like doing the best thing for humanity, even though it looks like they are. It's not though. They've been able to win people over and stuff, but it is not in humanity's best interest what they are doing, and that's part of the awakening too, because even though it seems like there's things happening, it's just until there's actually a revolution, humanity, it's always going to look to have humanity control. And that's what you have to ask yourself. Like governments though are supposed to like empower its citizens, not like keep its citizens underneath control. And part of that is the religion, using the religion for the control. And religion, politics, and economics actually is tied together as well. But once those systems are broken down and exposed for what they are, and they collapse completely, then that will be where actually, like, that's when the Illuminati are actually going to come forward, because they said that they're waiting for the timing to come forward to present themselves, which the timing is definitely it's at hand, because there's things happening in the sky, drones and stuff, which they're not even really drones, they're actually interdimensional craft, and that time is definitely coming for this whole new system to be in place, because it is a better system. It is absolutely 1,000% better, because everybody gets an equal chance. There isn't an obsessive amount of wealth that people can actually, you can't accumulate an excessive amount of wealth which keeps that from happening. Through 100% inheritance tax. Like, this is the way that the higher civilizations are doing it. And I can go into meritocracy and how it works and stuff, but it is the better way. And then we're gonna have to understand how it's a better way, which we will, because we'll see how it's the better way once it's implemented. And everybody has a purpose. Everybody has an equal chance. People's purposes are identified through psychological profiling. And then they're given instruction, like 10,000 hours actually in each one of their specialties, and then they contribute to the society. Like this comes into what is a Star Trek society, a meritocracy. That's what Star Trek was. That's what the Illuminati are saying it is, because they are actually that. That's who they are. They're a fucking Star Trek society. They have obviously gone way beyond where we're at, and they're actually showing us how to get to where they are. Like, just like it says in the Doctor Strange, he's like, how do I get from here to there? Like he asked the ancient one, and then she says, by study and practice. And so that's what I've been doing, and that's what the call is for people to do down here, is because we have to rise up to meet them. And we have to rise up out of the wasteland that they explain in books that this is. And we have to join together, like underneath a common understanding. And that actually is an idea. Because there is one thing more powerful than the armies in the world. And that is an idea whose time has come. And that was Victor Hugo that said that. And I got that from the Illuminati, because this idea is the idea that has that is not talked about, which is the Armageddon conspiracy, and the truth that would change the world. If it were to go viral, if it were to go anything, it would immediately change the world because people would be empowered, like completely, and then we would have a call for this, and then we would be able to because the whole reason why we haven't been able to go higher is because we haven't been ready. But now that we're at the lowest, there's nowhere else to go but here. So I'm just gonna, oh man, here, okay, yeah. I'm gonna finish this little part here, and then that will be the end of this lesson. Is God evil? Because I'm obviously gonna go on more about this because it is mission impossible. This is totally an impossible mission, force mission, because to show the world that God's evil is, first of all, no one is gonna like that, especially the 4 billion people. Most of the people are not going to like that, and then so you're going to have to go against that. And so that's what I'm doing right now, and that's why I'm like doing this alone. But it obviously is my greatest wish that everybody sees this, because it will lead to understanding. Because like all of the it's logically and reasonably explained. There's no parables and different interpretations and stuff in the Illuminati's work. And it is it is a great work, and it is ahead of its time, because they talked about it too. They're like, this work has not reached anyone because there's hardly anyone that's able to comprehend it. There's hardly anyone that can actually accept it, comprehend it, and that is actually part of the initiation into it, because they put out their whole the Armageddon conspiracy in 2012. And the way it was received was it was ridiculed, and no one was like, it was ridiculed, and because people couldn't understand it, because it was the truth. So so if anyone talks about but people that actually can understand it would definitely not ridicule it. Ridicule the teachings of illumination, because they would see that they are the truth, and that the other teachings that they knew was the lie. Because that's actually, the illumination is the world's only logos religion, as opposed to mythos. There's no mythological, there's no character, there's no mediary between you and God. Like you are God. Like that's the bottom line. Does this God's will perpetuate conflict and hate? The history of the people of the book offers numerous examples of violence and intolerance carried out in the name of their God. The conquest of Canaan in the Old Testament, where entire populations were exterminated on divine orders. The Crusades, Inquisitions, and religious wars waged by Christians. Sectarian violence between Sunni and Shia Muslims. While defenders of these religions might argue that such actions were human distortions of divine will, critics, including Gnostics, argue that the foundational texts themselves endorse and even sanctify violence, division, and oppression. So, this is obviously talking about the Old Testament, which it really doesn't matter if you're talking about the Old Testament or New, because the God is the same God. You cannot argue that. You cannot actually argue that. So you have to relate the old God of the Old Testament with the new God. You have to realize that it is the same God that it's talking about. And talking about the conquest of Canaan, entire populations were exterminated by divine orders. The Crusades, Inquisitions, all waged by Christians, because it's all about who's right and stuff like that. And it is all about who's right, who's got the right religion, because each one of them say they're even the Illuminati do claim that they have the true religion, which actually I believe. It's the Gnostic religion of illumination, and it is the Grail religion. And I've done extensive studying to realize that it is that. And and I went through Christianity and realizing the lies that it was actually telling. So and then I wrote a whole book called The Hidden Truth of Jesus Christ about the real man who was Yeshua ben Joseph that got deified for a certain political control. So yeah, I'm just going to finish this. So, if the Abrahamic God is indeed a malevolent force, as the Gnostics claim, the humanity's struggle is not to serve this God, but to rise above it, to reclaim the wisdom and freedom that the serpent symbolized. This radical inversion challenges believers to reconsider the origins of their faith and the nature of their devotion. In this framework, earth may indeed be hell, but liberation is possible through knowledge, reason, and the pursuit of truth. So this is the message of the Gnostics and liberation. And it's not condemning anyone's religion or talking blasphemous about it. It's just presenting perspective on the nature of reality and the identity of who God is, and actually identifying the God of the Bible as Satan because of the amount of atrocities and sacrifices and wars and crusades and genocides and sacrifices, telling people to slit their son's throat, drowning the whole world, condemning the whole world to hell. Like, all of that does not seem loving to me. So right there, that's my argument. My not my argument, but part of what I'm presenting as the stance that in the Bible is God evil, and saying that yes, the God of the Bible is evil, so therefore it's not God. It's actually the opposite. And that worshiping this entity is worshiping Satan. So it's time to let go of that in order for us to be able to get out of the loop and go to the next level, and not be in religious control anymore, which is part of the reason why I'm here, because the Templars, which I have this ring, are here to reestablish civilization as it is as it's breaking down. That's part of the mission. So, all right. Until next time.